Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to zero in on the Texas real estate market, especially for all of you keeping an eye on mortgage rates. We're diving deep into a blog post by Texas realtor Rachel Tripp to see what she's saying about the latest trends.
Yeah.
Okay, let's unpack this.
So the Texas real estate scene is, it's kind of puzzling right now.
Seriously.
Rachel uses the term relatively stalled in her post.
Is the market hot or not?
It's a real mixed bag.
Huh.
The median home price is up a little overall, but it really varies depending on where you're looking.
Oh, okay.
Some areas are, booming, while others are actually seeing prices drop.
Where are things really heating up?
Well, places like Odessa and Abilene,
Okay.
they're seeing some serious price jumps.
Right.
Like, we're talking double-digit increases.
Wow.
But then you have places like Austin, Lubbock, San Antonio, and Texarkana where prices are actually going down.
So even though it's all Texas,
Yeah,
someone in Odessa could have a totally different experience than someone in, say, San Antonio.
exactly. What's fascinating here is how much the market can vary within the state.
Yeah, you can't just talk about the Texas market as a single thing.
Right.
Okay, so hyperlocal trends.
Exactly.
So what about mortgage rates?
Well, there is some good news.
Ooh, is there?
Yeah, rates have dropped recently.
Really?
Yeah, hitting their lowest point since May 2023.
Music to a potential homebuyer's ears.
Right. Specifically, if you're looking at a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage in Texas,
Okay,
it's around 6.85% right now.
I see.
That's a bit higher than the national average, which is sitting around 6.78%.
Uh-huh.
But still a notable drop.
Okay.
And for shorter loan term,
Mm.
the 15-year fixed rate is even lower at 5.98%.
So rates are down, but could they go even lower?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? There's been some positive news on the inflation front.
Yeah.
That could mean further rate drops down the line.
Interesting.
But then again, there's always that risk that rates could tick back up.
Tough call.
It is.
This could be a good time for people who are on the fence to seriously consider buying, right?
Potentially, yes. Especially if you can lock in a favorable rate.
Okay,
But you have to weigh your individual circumstances and your risk tolerance.
it makes sense.
This might be a good time to talk about refinancing,
Yeah, good point.
since that's often tied to interest rates.
A lot of people might be thinking, hey, my house is worth more now.
Right.
Maybe I should refinance.
Exactly.
What's the expert take on that?
Refinancing can be tricky.
Okay.
While rising property values can make cash-out refinancing really tempting, you have to compare today's rates with what you're already paying on your current mortgage. The national average refinance APR is around 6.79%.
No.
So if you snag a lower rate a few years ago, refinancing might not actually save you any money.
Don't assume that refinancing is a slam dunk.
Right.
You have to crunch the
Yeah.
numbers.
Do the math.
And what else should people keep in mind when they're thinking about refinancing?
It's important to remember that
Yeah.
the real estate market is
Yeah.
undergoing a bit of a shift right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Rachel Tripp, she puts it pretty bluntly
Okay.
in her post. The market is correcting, my friends.
The market is correcting.
Yeah.
What does she mean by correcting?
Well, essentially, we're seeing signs that red-hot sellers market of the past few years, it's
Yep.
starting to cool down.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What are some of those signs?
Active listings are way up.
Oh, wow.
We're talking a 41% increase compared to last year.
Okay.
Buyers have a lot more homes to choose from.
More inventory. That's good news for buyers.
Absolutely. It gives them more negotiating power
Hmm.
and less pressure to make a snap decision.
Right.
Plus, with housing supply up to 4.6 months of inventory now, that's
Yeah.
up from 3.1 months last year.
Wow. Big jump.
Buyers aren't facing that same level of competition as a year ago.
Okay, so things are shifting in favor of.
Yeah,
Maybe this is a good time to explain what those terms mean, like active listings
sure.
and months of inventory.
Some folks might not be familiar with that.
What are active listings?
Well, active listings just refers to
Okay.
the number of homes that are currently for sale on the market.
Okay, I see.
Pretty straightforward.
And months of inventory.
that tells us how long it would take to sell all those homes
Okay.
at the current pace of sales.
More months of inventory means
Yeah,
it's a slower pace market.
right. Which gives buyers
More breathing room.
a more balanced market
Okay.
as opposed to a frenzied seller's market
Yeah.
where homes are just flying off the shelf.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've talked about market trends and interest rates.
Mhm.
But let's get into the nitty-gritty of actually getting a mortgage in Texas.
Okay. Yeah.
I remember Rachel had a funny line in her blog post
Oh, yeah.
about the different types of mortgages.
Right.
Something about being like
Oh, gosh, what was it?
as many choices of paper towel brands at your favorite Walmart. So let's break down these mortgage options.
Yeah,
Because it can feel
it can be overwhelming.
totally.
So let's start with the conventional loan, kind of the workhorse of the mortgage world. It's what most people think of
Yeah.
when they imagine getting a mortgage.
Who's a good candidate for a conventional loan?
Well, they're ideal for those with,
Yeah.
solid credit scores.
Yeah.
Think like 620 or higher, stable income history.
Makes sense.
They come with pretty competitive interest rates
Okay.
and pretty flexible terms.
Conventional loans are like the reliable option.
Tried and true.
What about people who are just starting out?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they don't have that perfect credit score.
Well, that's where FHA loans come in.
Okay.
They're designed to make homeownership more accessible,
Okay.
especially for first-time buyers.
Okay.
But you can qualify with a credit score as low as 580,
Oh, wow.
and they have lower down payment requirements.
That's huge for a lot of people.
right.
Absolutely.
Then, of course, there's VA loans, which offer some really amazing benefits
For veterans, right?
for veterans and active duty military personnel.
Yeah, I've heard that VA loans are
They're incredible.
amazing.
It makes them so special.
Yeah.
One of the biggest perks is that you could potentially have no down payment at all.
Really?
Plus, they typically have lower interest rates
Ah.
than conventional loans, and the credit requirements are a bit more lenient.
Texas really does support its veterans
Oh, absolutely.
in a tangible way.
Yeah.
What about those of us dreaming of a more rural setting?
Hmm.
Are there mortgage options for that?
For those looking to buy in rural areas,
Okay.
USDA loans can be a great fit.
Okay.
Similar to VA loans, you can potentially
Yeah.
have zero down payment.
No down payment. That's amazing.
It is.
So if you're picturing yourself with some acreage,
Yeah.
a USDA loan might be the way to go.
Absolutely.
What about the folks on the other end of the spectrum, the ones looking at higher priced properties?
Well, for those in the market for luxury homes
Yeah.
or properties with a really high price tag,
Okay.
we have jumbo loans.
Jumbo loans.
Yeah.
There's design for loans.
That exceed the limits set by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac,
Oh, good.
which are government-sponsored enterprises buy most mortgages.
I see. So jumbo loans are for like
Yeah.
the big spenders
For lack of a better term.
looking at those multi-million-dollar listings.
They come with their own set of qualifications and terms.
Of course.
So it's important to do your research if you're considering a jumbo loan.
So we've covered the main types of mortgages: conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, and jumbo.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you mention earlier that Texas has some
Yeah.
extra programs
Yeah.
specifically for first-time buyers?
Oh, absolutely. Texas is really committed to helping first-time buyers achieve that homeownership dream.
What kind of programs are those?
There are a few worth highlighting.
Okay.
We have the My First Texas Home program.
Okay.
Offers lower monthly payments and down payment assistance,
That's huge.
which can be a huge help for those just starting out.
Yeah.
Then there's the Home Sweet Texas Home Loan Program,
Okay.
which provides down payment assistance grants.
What do those cover?
Those grants can cover up to 5% of the loan amount.
That's a lot.
It is, especially if you're struggling to save for a down payment.
Yeah. Are there programs specifically for people in certain professions?
You bet. Texas also has the Homes for Texas Heroes Home Loan Program, which is specifically for people who serve our communities, like police officers, teachers, firefighters,
Right.
EMS personnel, and veterans.
First responders
Yeah.
and veterans.
Mhm.
What kind of benefits does that program
It
offer?
offers competitive interest rates
Okay.
and down payment assistance, making homeownership more attainable.
So it's nice to see a program that really acknowledges
Yeah,
the contributions of those who serve our state.
right.
Any other programs worth mentioning?
Yes, we should definitely talk about the Mortgage Credit Certificate,
Okay.
or MCC for short. It's a fantastic option
Okay.
for first-time buyers
Mhm.
because it allows them to claim a dollar-for-dollar tax credit
Oh, wow.
for a portion of their annual mortgage interest up to $2,000.
It's a direct reduction in your tax bill,
Exactly. It can free up cash flow.
which is always helpful.
Always, especially for new homeowners.
It sounds like Texas really goes above and beyond to support first-time buyers.
Yeah.
We've covered market trends,
Mhm.
interest rates, and mortgage options.
Yep.
What about the big picture?
Okay.
What's Rachel's take on the Texas real estate market?
Well, she admits that,
Yeah.
predicting interest rates for 2025 and beyond
Mhm.
it's a bit of a guessing game.
Right.
Some experts think they'll stay in the mid 6% range,
Okay.
while others are predicting they could jump as high as 11%.
Wow.
It's a big range.
Huge range.
It is.
What's driving that uncertainty?
A lot of it depends on what happens with inflation.
Okay.
If inflation cools down, we might see rates stabilize. But if it heats back up,
Yeah.
those rates could climb higher.
It's a wait-and-see situation.
It really is.
It sounds like the best advice for our listeners is to stay informed,
Yeah,
be prepared for potential fluctuations in the market.
absolutely. Remember, like Rachel emphasizes in her post, local market conditions
Yeah.
can vary significantly.
Right.
Happening in Dallas
Yeah.
might be completely different from El Paso.
Hyperlocal trends, like we were talking about earlier.
Exactly.
So even if national interest rates go up,
yeah,
a particular city or neighborhood in Texas
yeah,
might.
could buck the trend.
Totally.
That's why it's crucial to work with local experts who understand the nuances of your specific market.
It's about finding the right people.
They can help you navigate those local trends and find the best opportunities.
It really is a complex landscape. There are so many factors to consider.
That's what makes it so interesting.
Right.
There's something new happening in the Texas real estate market.
Rachel's blog post was really packed with information.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it was
It's a
great.
great resource for anyone who wants to
Mm-hmm.
get a pulse on the Texas market.
We've covered a lot in this deep dive,
Yeah, we have.
from hyperlocal trends
Right.
to all the different types of mortgages and those amazing first-time buyer programs.
We hit all the key points, I think.
I'd like to leave our listeners
Yeah,
with something to ponder,
me too.
a little food for thought.
So here's a question for you all.
Okay.
Based on everything we've talked about today, what factors do you think will be most important in shaping the Texas real estate market in 2025 and beyond?
That's a good one.
Think about economic forecasts,
Mm.
demographic shifts happening in Texas,
Okay.
and even potential changes
Like
in
that.
lending policy.
All big,
Yeah,
important pieces of the puzzle.
really are. And, by staying informed and thinking critically about these factors, you'll be better equipped to make smart decisions, whether it's buying, selling, or even just staying put in the Texas real estate market.
Knowledge is power, especially in real estate.
It really is.
I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
I think so too.
Hopefully everyone feels more informed and confident about navigating the Texas real estate world.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Happy house hunting, everyone.